Yesterday on Q&A day, Jeff asked me what my favorite moment in wrestling was and what my wildest moment in wrestling was. And I didn't get a chance to answer him yesterday, but he did inadvertently give me today's topic for Wrestler 101. So I have a hard time answering a lot of those questions, like what is my favorite moment, what's my wildest moment, this and that. And the thing is, I'm in the business of creating moments. So when I try to think of my favorite one, my wildest one, whatever, you know, usually I'm more focused in thinking about what's the next great moment. Let's talk a little bit. What do you guys think of the new logo deal? Pretty dope, right? I dig it. Brings a little more life to the Academy. So the moment I'm going to talk about today is not necessarily my favorite moment. It's definitely not my wildest moment, but it was my first moment. See, I had been wrestling for about 3 years. This was in August of 2003. And I felt like I was pretty good at the time. So, you know, I could have an exciting match. I could elevate some of the guys. If a guy wasn't as good as me, I could help him have a better match than he could have on his own. And I was the New Midwest champion. I'd been the New Midwest champion for about 7 months at this point, I think. Maybe a little more, maybe like 9 months. So the guy who had been chasing me, I was a bad guy, and the good guy who had been chasing me was Real World Jeremy. And so finally we get to August. Boiling Point was the name of the show, and I had to defend against him. I'd done, you know, I'd exhausted all my tricks, cheating to win, ducking him, not giving him the matches that he deserved. But now I was out of excuses. I had to wrestle Real World Jeremy. So the month before that, I went ahead and took out his leg. I brutalized his leg. I jumped him after his match. I brutalized his leg. I wore him out. Additionally, I had the president on my side, so the president assigned a guest ring enforcer to this match. At the time, Bing Westlake Alexia III. He was a villainous British golfer character. Anyway, he had to take some time off. He had to step away from the ring due to an injury. And so even though I have to face him, we've still done what we can to stack the deck. And even more so once the match starts, because I immediately target that leg and I go after Real World Jeremy's leg. He had come to the ring with a full brace on because I had hurt it so bad the month before. I pulled that leg off. I just really brutalized that leg to the point where he could barely stand. By the end of the match, he still dug down deep and started to come back. Oh, you just can't stop some of these baby faces. But I'm not gonna let him win. I feel like I'm in jeopardy. I'll do anything to keep this title. I roll out of the ring, I grab a chair, I come back in. As I'm coming to get Real World Jeremy, he ducks out of the way. Boom, I take the ref out. The ref goes down. Oh no, but I turn around because of his bad leg. Jeremy hasn't been able to recover yet. So I real quick take him out. But now Jeremy's down, the ref's down, ring enforcer. Westlake, Duvall, actually I think he was going by Duvall then. Duvall, get in the ring and count this 3. I hook it up. Now see, here's the thing. See, Duvall had to step away. He had to stop being Bing Westlake because his leg was hurt. He had hurt his leg in a match and he wasn't going to be able to wrestle anymore because of this injury. So as he is watching me brutalize Real World Jeremy's leg, even though he's essentially there to be on my side, he feels something. He can't do it. So when I tell him get in here to count this 3, he's unsure. He can't do it. I tell him again, come in, count this 3. He won't do it. So I roll out of the ring. I grab him. I throw him back in the ring. Count this 3. He tells me no. So I'm like, okay, well, if you won't do it, I'll do it for you. Boom, I put Duvall down. I grab his hand, I cover Real World Jeremy, I grab Duvall's hand. 1, 2, the Real World kicks out. I can't believe it. The crowd erupts, right? They can feel it. You know, I'm getting up, I'm shocked. The ref's out, Duvall's, you know, hurt. I'm getting up, and Real World Jeremy has come back to life. His leg, he's not gonna let this leg stop him. And the crowd is rumbling all around us, and I come out to get Real World Jeremy, but it's over because he kicks me, hooks me for the pedigree, boom, drops me as he hooks the arm. Jason Duvall comes down, 1, 2, 3, and the crowd goes crazy. And the villain, Guy Smith, the alpha male, has been vanquished. Now, it was an amazing moment. It was one of those moments that lives in your head. You felt it. Your heart was pounding. My heart was pounding through the whole thing. It was one of those rare moments of magic. Now I say rare because it was a great moment. The truth is that we planned that moment. We created that moment every step of the way. We planned to, you know, we took out Real World Jeremy's leg, and so, you know, we took out his leg so I would have that over him. We had the X factor of Jason Duvall on the outside. What's he gonna do? Then when we took out the ref, now we know that Jason is supposed to get involved, okay? Now how's that gonna play out? Now, here's the thing. I could feel the crowd rumbling. I could feel this moment. We planned it out very meticulously, and then I could feel it working every step in the ring. When I hit the ref with the chair, boom, the crowd gasped. Everybody gasped. They couldn't, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? They didn't see it coming, whatever. When I took Jeremy down, there was this sinking feeling. Oh, you know, come on, Jeremy, don't let Guy do it to you again. There was this sense of disappointment. And then when I turned to Duvall, you could feel it. Duvall could feel it. And the crowd's telling him, no, don't do it, don't help him. And, you know, he's going to them and he's sharing that feeling of, you know, man, that's what happened to me, because, you know, he had, as a guy who had lost his career essentially because of a hurt leg, now watching me intentionally hurt Jeremy's leg, oh, it stirs all these feelings, and can he do it? He can't help somebody, he can't help this happen, this thing that happened to him, he can't help it. Somebody else do it to somebody else, right? And the crowd is feeling that, and he's sharing that feeling with the crowd. And when I get out and throw him in, the anger, the crowd is angry, he's angry, and when he hits me, oh, the crowd loves that. But then when I hit him again, oh my gosh, you know, there's more disappointment. Of course, you know, Jason Duvall is an injured man himself, and he's been out of the ring, so he's not going to stand up against the champion who is on a roll, who's on this, you know, almost a year-long roll that's unstoppable, whatever the tactics, right? This disappointment, and oh my gosh, Guy Smith is gonna do it again, and I cover Real World Jeremy, and I'm counting that 3, and Real World Jeremy kicks out. He kicks out strong, throws me off of him. Me and Duvall both in shock. The crowd in shock. You could feel the rumbling in the building as Jeremy came to his feet, as I came to my feet. You could feel the energy. They knew that there was no way for Guy Smith to get out of it this time. They knew that Real World Jeremy would not be denied, and that rumble shook the entire building, and that's not an exaggeration. I remember standing up in the ring and feeling that rumble, feeling the whole room, the ring, everything shake with the energy that they were feeding into Jeremy, the energy that Jeremy was feeding out to them, and I remember thinking, we got him. This is exactly the reaction that I wanted. This is the reaction I planned for. And I turn around to give Real World Jeremy, and it's almost like everybody was holding their breath because they knew it was coming, but they didn't want to jump the gun. Everybody was holding their breath as I came at Real World Jeremy, and he kicked me and hooked me for the pedigree and dropped me. And as that 1, 2, 3 played off, they let out that breath and they exploded. The entire arena exploded. It was amazing. And it was planned. We planned every step of the way. We planned what emotions we wanted the people to feel. We planned how to put it together. We planned how we would charge those emotions. And it worked. And I bring this up today, and I bring this up with some mixed feelings, because I worry that, you know, this is the kind of thing, I almost worry that this is exposing too much. And to talk about how we affect the emotions. It's really pulling back. This is Wrestler 101, but really this is advanced stuff. This is how you go from being a wrestler to being a great wrestler, when you can create these moments. Now, the reason I'm willing to put it out there is because I think it's something that is missing from wrestling. Right now, all modern wrestlers want to create moments, but they want to create several moments in a match. They try to create these matches over and over again. They do bigger and bigger moves and have the guys kick out. And you cannot create moments with moves. Emotions create moments. It didn't matter what move I had hit Jeremy with. It didn't matter what move he had hit me with. What made that moment great, what made that moment work, was the emotion. We made that crowd feel excitement, anger, disappointment, and all that stuff came together. We created those feelings, we built them up, we bottled them, and then we created the pop. We created the moment where it exploded and everything was released. That's what creates a moment. It's not these big moves, it's not these super impressive athletics or gymnastics. All these guys that do so much stuff and try to create so many false finishes, and they want that gasp when the guy kicks out, and they want that applause or that cheer for the moves, and eventually you can only do so much, and that's you reach that top and you can only do so many flips, you can only take such a big bump without serious injury, you can only do so much. But they are missing what really can make wrestling great, what really can create that magic. And that is one great moment.